Welcome to Friday evening. Can't quite believe it's Friday. Hello, Paul. Hello. Yeah, it is Friday. We made it through the week. We got here. Say hello when you please. Thank you very much. Hello, MJ. Hello, Nancy. Welcome. Hello, Emma. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Marvelous. We made it through the week in a flash. Hello, Diana. Hello, Vanessa. Hello, Karen from Broadstairs. How lovely. How lovely. Can't quite believe that it's Friday evening again. Hello, Anne. Hello, Julie. Hello, Tammy Lynn. Hello, Santoshi. Hi, Marilyn. Hello, CJ. Hello. Welcome. Bloody welcome. Hello, V in Bradford. Lovely. Hello there, Jane. Hello, Mary. Hello, Sally. Hello, Tony. Hi, Jeanette. Hi, Sarah. Yeah, this week has gone by in a flash, incredibly quick. Yeah, not sure why it's been so rapid this week. I really don't understand. Hello, Lynn. Hi, Ronnie. Yeah, it has been a busy week, but can I actually remember any of it? It all seems like a blur yet again. Everything just seems to sort of blend into one, you know? I don't know. It's all crazy. Let me just check I've got this set to show me all the messages. Hello, Caroline. Welcome. What has actually happened this week?
You've moaned a lot.
Have I? About
Yeah.
what, Paul?
Oh, it's cold. Oh, it's cold.
I have not moaned about the temperatures.
My nose is running.
Well, my nose is running all the time. Summer or winter. Can't get away from that. That's age, seeing as I'm 42. Yeah. No, I got what you meant, Sarah. I think we all seem to feel as though things are going past so quickly. Ah, yes, Jeanette, thank you. Hi, Courtney. Washing machine repair was on Monday. Yeah, that's been done. It's fine at the moment. Tamilin, that's true. Every day is a video making day, and I think that's what pushes the week along because, you know, the run up to Wednesday and doing the cookery as well on a Tuesday. Hi, Leslie. And then finishing off my vlog for Wednesday and then more cookery on Thursday. I was kind of slightly ahead of the game this week. We went out on Thursday for a walk. And then it's been yesterday and today was doing recipe cards. So there is something every day. And I think that really pushes the week along, you know. Hi there, Lucy. Cooking and shopping. It is feeling cool today. Still no heating. We're being good. We're wrapping up, you know. We're trying our best to not have any heating till November.
2026.
Don't be silly, Paul. Don't be silly. Sorry, just catching up. Yeah, we're trying to keep the heat off. Hi, Bond777. Thank you, Emma. I'm enjoying doing the biscuits as well and enjoying eating the biscuits too. Yeah, although some of them don't always work out that well. The biscuit book that I'm working from at the moment, yeah, I think the recipes are kind of a little casual, put it that way. I like recipes that really do work, but I have been gifted a new set of cookery books, and I'll be talking about that on Sunday for... I'm waiting, Paul.
You haven't said it.
Oh God, I haven't said the magic words. I'll be talking about the new gift of a compendium of recipes, literally, on Sunday.
Sunday chat.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Ronnie. It's one of my favourite scarves. It's like a rainbow of colours. It's an old favourite of mine. I mean, you know, if we had loads of money, we'd have the heating on, but we haven't got it on. We're choosing not to. It's not too bad. I think it's about 14 degrees in the house, which we're kind of used to. We really are. And I've got the dehumidifier on in the middle room because it's feeling much cooler due to the humidity in the air. I think it's about 74, 75% humidity at the moment, which makes it feel cooler and unpleasant. So I sort of move the dehumidifier around the house, have it on for a few hours. It doesn't cost much to run, which is great. So yeah. Sorry, just catching up with the comments as they're not coming up for some reason again. Hello, MJ. Yeah, we've had a couple of days of mild frost, but nothing to write home about at the moment. Oh, you saw a robin. How sweet. We've had a few robins around doing their little cheeping noises. MJ, your husband took a fashion tip from me and made fingerless gloves. Wow, amazing. Yeah, I love my fingerless gloves, although these ones are starting to wear and I've had to repair them several times. So I just repair things when they break. Hi, Robin. Oh no, Sarah. Oh dear. Oh. Yeah, Tammy Lynn, they are good. We've only got one dehumidifier and it's quite a compact unit. Sorry, I need some water. It's quite a compact unit, so it's kind of, I mean, it's fairly big, but it can be moved around. So we sort of, you know, move it around. Jeanette, I've got one for you. I've got one for you. So I noticed, I don't know whether you know, guys, but I've got those red and black pants with big stars on them. Well, I've noticed they're going a little bit peekaboo in the groinal region. I'm going to need to, I'm going to need to fix that.
Peeked anything.
Well, no, they're sort of, you know, in the groinal region. Use your imagination, Paul.
Seen it all, but
yeah, they're starting to go. I've had those for years and years and years. I got them from Next, probably 20 years ago, something like that. They need to be repaired, but I'm going to be getting the sewing machine out. I'm going to be getting Janome out because Paul's got a pant repair that needs to be done. Luckily, they're not a peekaboo situation. Yes, I need to repair both of those. So I'll be getting Janome out at the beginning of the week and featuring that on my vlog, I'm sure. Just checking the comments. Tony, a squirrel war patch. We've got some crazy squirrels at the moment. I think they're the young ones.
Which second batch?
Yeah. Yeah. The star pants are famous. I guess they are. I'm wearing my checked ones. Well, they're actually Paul's checked ones, but I've claimed them now. They're mine. I'm wearing these today and they're lovely, actually. And I think it's going to be time to get the thermals out too. I only seem to get the sewing machine out to do repairs these days. I've not done any kind of creative sewing for a while. Just not had time. You know, there's not time to fit everything in at the moment. I'm so focused on making the regular videos, which are the ones that earn the money, let's be frank, and, you know, intent on making sure they go out on a regular basis so we can bring the money in to be able to eventually put the heating on. Although Paul does tell me that we're in credit at the moment with our account, so that's really good news. So we've got a little bit stored up for when we do need to put the heating on. Hi, Nettie. Oh yeah, Lucy, I believe that, yeah, the green tomatoes can be cooked that way. Although I have to say, our green tomato curry is a winner if you like curry. Well done, Sarah. Yeah, I know dental work can be really traumatic. I remember years and years ago when it was many, many years ago, when I was about 21, I had to have my wisdom teeth taken out, all four, and I elected to have it done under local anaesthetic, which was probably a mistake because it was quite traumatic. Yeah, there was a lot of pushing and pulling. And at one point, the dentist had his knee on my chest, pulling like that. Yeah, and I had to be stitched. And then on top of that, I had the wise idea to accept a pain relief drug trial. Yeah, which was a bit crazy. Take tablet 1 and then time how long it takes with the timer provided, how long it takes for that to kick in and for the pain to go away. Did the pain go away? Yes, no, maybe, blah, blah. All these forms to fill in. Meanwhile, I was in agony. So I actually abandoned the drug trial and took the proper painkillers. Yeah, traumatic. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Donna. Hi, Dave. Well done. Welcome. Oh, Courtney and Dave, did we mention that we dived into those cheese delights the other day and I made Welsh rarebit and it was absolutely, it was totally indulgent. So thank you for those lovely Snowdonia cheese treats because they were incredible and the cheese was divine. In fact, I put the last bit of the cheese into the dumplings that I made the other day. They were smashing, they really were. It was so good. It was very, very naughty though, because we don't normally consume that amount of cheese in one go. But it was very, very delicious. Delicious. Well, Lexi, it's interesting with wisdom teeth extraction. Apparently, I was told that if you opt for general anaesthetic, they're even more violent with you. Because I wasn't swollen at all. I was a little bit bruised, but yeah. Hi, Thomas. Were you right about smokeless fuel? I don't know. What did you say about smokeless fuel? Because we can only burn smokeless fuel in this area. So Yeah. Well, Tammy Lynn, I had to cut down on my cheese intake because of cholesterol issues. So we kind of both made a bit of an effort to not consume as much. So we sort of tend to space out our cheese consumption now. I got to the stage where I was eating cheese at virtually every day at one point, and it was just too much. But of course, since I made the Welsh rarebit with the yeast flakes, that was a revelation because that is a totally guilt-free Welsh rarebit. So if you've never tried that, look up my video. Diane, oh, brilliant. That's great. Oh, I'm so pleased you enjoy the channel and the videos. Thank you. The bread maker's great. We had it on the other day. We don't use it as often as we'd like to, but it's coming into that season now where I'm sort of starting to think about fruit loaves and panettone. And also I noticed on the Panasonic website, they do a recipe for, oh God, what's it called? What's that bread called? That lovely bread that we have at Christmas? Stollen. Stollen. They've got a recipe for stollen cake. So I'm going to be doing that at some point in the bread maker. Yeah, woohoo. No, I'm not really 42, Jeanette. I'm 58. 58. Can't quite believe it. Oh, Thomas, how am I supposed to remember something from 2022? Rarebit is lovely. Welsh rarebit is absolutely lovely. Such a delicious meal. Tammy Lynn, they're so good as a flavor enhancer, as a cheese replacement, especially in a sauce, or to make as a topping. Paul makes what we call fake parmesan, which is cashews, garlic, yeast flakes,
and a little bit of bouillon,
and a little bit of vegetable stock powder. And we use it over the top of pasta. It's much healthier than using parmesan, although we love parmesan. Hi, Grace. Well, you found me. I'm here. Love a panettone. I would love to make a panettone. It's kind of brioche, isn't it? I think it's the same as brioche. Certainly in the machine, I think it uses the brioche setting. Cacio e pepe is one of the things that I'm going to be doing. I found, even though it's an easy recipe, it's hard to get right in terms of temperature. So I had a go at it a few weeks ago. And for those of you who don't know what cacio e pepe is, it's cheese and pepper. It's a simple pasta dish. It's a classic Italian using pecorino. And it is simply a mixture of cheese, black pepper, pasta, and the pasta water. I found a video of an Italian cook making it, showing her secret. And so I'm going to be giving that a go at some point. What?
It sounded naughty.
Well, Courtney, with rarebit, originally it would have been called Welsh rabbit. And if you look into it, it is meant to be a little bit of a joke, a play on words, and would very often be a recipe that people would use if they couldn't afford or have rabbit. Yeah. Well, you're very kind, Sarah. I think I'm wearing fairly well for my age. Oh, that's lovely, Tammy Lynn. It is a really great ingredient, and the good thing about it is it provides the vitamin B12. Yeah, it is hard to do actually. Okay, Caroline, that's interesting. I'm really pleased that Dave's been able to join us. That's great. Yes, I love brioche as well, Nettie. Yeah, it's just so divine. I follow the channel that I follow with the who were doing the cacio e pepe recipe is Pasta Grama, they're called, and they go into detail about all the Italian recipes. I love vegetarian Italian food. So yeah. So Thomas, that is right. So in this area of London, we are allowed to burn smokeless coal and seasoned hard wood. So that's wood that has been properly dried, that burns cleanly. So we're allowed to do that. But I think I've talked about it before, that I'm mindful that anything burned is putting pollutants into the air, you know. Um, yeah, they're brilliant, Dave. I love that channel. Well, I love the recipes that I would eat, which are vegetarian ones. And she does a really good cacio e pepe and explains it really well. So I'm going to be giving that a go. I just need Paul to get me some pecorino. Put it on the shopping list, please, Paul. Thank you. Well, we're trying to eat healthily, Jeanette. I think the only problem has been me doing biscuits and cakes. So, yeah, when we make biscuits and cakes, we eat them. We try to give a few away to a neighbour.
Don't try that hard.
But we don't try that hard. However, I did put some of the Dutch biscuits that I made in the freezer because they do freeze. Sarah, you like German biscuits with icing. Oh, I like anything with icing. Paul's not so keen on the icing. I've got a really sweet tooth.
I don't.
And I really, really have to fight against it because I would just eat everything. I mean, the fudge I made, the majority of it was eaten by me. Over time, granted, but I could have just waded in and eaten the whole lot. I mean, you've got to be careful. Got to be careful. Cake, yes. Well, I think you've got to enjoy yourself in life. You've got to have a treat once in a while. It's just our treats have become more regular. But hey, there we go. Okay, Courtney, I'll look out for Brandy. Oh, that's sweet. German cakes and mulled wine. Yeah, not so much the wine for me these days because I don't really drink that often. It's very rare that I have wine. When we first got together, we were going out an awful lot. And I was amazed at the amount that people around me were drinking. And I started drinking more and more. I started really getting into red wine, really good red wine. We used to have champagne every Friday night. We had a fridge that was dedicated only to champagne at one point because our lives were filled with lots of people. So we were having so many dinner parties. People would be coming over at the weekend regularly. It was a very sociable time. So there was a lot of drinking going on. And naturally, if you drink a lot and don't exercise a huge amount, you start to put weight on. And that's what both of us did. So we had to sort of take control of that. And, I've had family members who were alcoholics, and I was determined not to end up that way. So, yeah. Hi, Susan. Hi, Lucy. Your cookies in the freezer, happiness. Your daughter makes some with chickpea flour, peanut butter, and oatmeal. Lovely. Karen, they look like dog biscuits. Well, to be honest, the colour of them is a bit dark, but they taste great, don't they? Well, Sarah, I quite like the no alcohol Prosecco, which is no secco. I do like a little glass, but very often I end up giving the rest of it to Paul. So I have a couple of sips. I think the other reason around the alcohol intake is it does make me feel really tired the next day. And I feel tired enough as it is, especially if I wake up at the crack of dawn, which I have been doing recently. So yeah, I just don't like how it makes me feel. I kind of feel hungover after one glass, Yeah, I really like the No Secco. I think it's really, really lovely and fresh. But I do still like a glass of champagne. I wouldn't say no to champagne. Yeah, Tammy Lynn, soda. You see, I love a Coca-Cola, but I never ever drink it. The last time I had a Coke was, I think we were at the airport going to Guernsey. And I think because we've got priority passes, which let you go and sit in the posh lounge. And I think we went to the lounge and we had some food and I had a Coca-Cola. Yeah, as a Coke Zero. And it was lovely, lovely, loved it. Caroline, Bacardi and Coke. Oh, same thing happened to me. I got drunk on Bacardi and Coke. I think somebody bought me a bottle of Bacardi. This was when I was a teenager. And yeah, of course, I poured out the measures way too big, got very, very drunk and was very, very ill. And that put me off Bacardi for life. It really did. Hi, Derek. Warm and sunny. God, we've got the grey blanket hanging over us now. We went out yesterday morning, Thursday morning to the Chilterns, as many of you saw the photos on Facebook, and you'll see more of that on my vlog coming up on Wednesday. And as we drove out, the grey blanket came over and it's not shifted because we've got high pressure in place. So it's just hanging there and making it feel cold and damp. So I'm glad you've got sunshine up there, Derek. That's great. Yeah, alcohol is expensive. Exactly. I remember those days, Dave. I really do. I used to love a beer. In fact, I wouldn't say no to a beer. I used to love a really, really cold beer with lime, lager and lime. Oh, love it on a hot day. But of course, it makes you feel quite merry quite quickly. Yeah. Hi, Lindsay. Well, look, Nancy, I mean, let's face it, these sodas that are on the market are marketed to us in a really strong way. And some of the ingredients I don't think are particularly good for us, to be honest. Yes, Tammy Lynn. Oh, yeah, well, we both got blasted on Blavod, didn't we?
Mm.
Yeah, That was a crazy night. We've had some crazy parties here, really have over the years, but no more. I couldn't think of anything worse than having a party now. Seriously, so much work, so much work. I think my favorite, it would have to be champagne, a good champagne. Yeah, very cold. It's got to, for me, champagne's got to be ice cold, and it has to be drunk before it starts to warm up. We used to start Christmas Day. Very often we would have, I don't know, 8 to 10 people on Christmas Day for dinner, and we would wake up, we'd open a bottle of champagne for breakfast, and by the time it came to do the cooking and the organising, we would be absolutely high as kites. And there's nothing like a champagne high. There really isn't. Yeah. Yeah, I think I think sodas and pop, as we call it, they're not great for you. They're not great for you. But we all love one now and again, you know? Yeah, nothing like it. And of course, when we were kids, we would have a van that came round, the pop van, selling pop in a variety of, a rainbow of different flavours: cream soda, lemonade, limeade, orangeade, dandelion and burdock. Do you remember that? Dandelion and burdock. Love one of those. Yeah, especially when you've had a big plate of greasy chips. Glass of dandelion and burdock afterwards. Gorgeous. Love it. I like a Dr. Pepper. I also like a cherry Coke as well. Yeah. But we're very, very good now. We don't have those kind of things in. It's extremely rare. And of course, we've got the Soda Stream. So if we want a fizzy water, that's quite nice with a little cordial in it, you know. I wouldn't say I'm a teetotaler, because I do occasionally have a glass of wine, or very occasionally a glass of beer. We also quite like the Hobgoblin beers when we do occasionally have a beer, but it's extremely rare, extremely rare. In fact, I think the last time I had a glass of wine was a couple of weeks ago at our friend's house. I only had half a glass. And prior to that, it was when we were with Vivi. I had a little glass of white wine with our meal. But yeah, that's it. That's it. Just catching up with the comments. Ben Shaw's yellow lemonade, yum. Cream soda, Nettie, love a cream soda. Yeah, Tizer, I remember Tizer. Iron Brew. Iron Brew. You see, when I was a child, I was a lover of sweet things, of pop. I mean, like a lot of kids, you know, we spent our pocket money on sweets, chocolate and pop, you know.
Do you remember that, Ben?
Remember what?
Ben Shaw.
Ben Shaw's, yeah. And also I used to love ginger beer as well. Fizzy ginger beer, lovely. No, I remember Ben Shaw's, definitely. Yeah, you've got to be careful with pop. Definitely be careful. Sake, wow. I remember having in Greece something called, what was it called? Raki. Yeah, that was wow. Cream soda, yeah, loved cream soda. Yeah, I like a sparkling water. I really do. Now, Nettie, my mum had a ginger beer plant at one point and also a cake plant as well. Do you remember those where you take a little bit, must have been like a yeast
Sourdough.
or a sourdough type thing, you know? But yes, we had both, making endless ginger beer and cakes. Our whites, yes, we remember that very well. Root beer, yes. I remember they used to do root beer in McDonald's. Yeah. Yeah, Derek. In fact, I think they are trying to reintroduce the deposit scheme.
They have in Scotland.
So, Rebecca, when do you have to make the Christmas pudding? Well, that's Stir Up Sunday, isn't it? When is Stir Up Sunday?
It's the end of the month, isn't it?
Yeah, Stir Up Sunday. Although there are plenty of quick Christmas pudding and Christmas cake recipes that you can do that don't require all of that faffing around, to be honest. I mean, you know, I saw a recipe for mince pies and it said, you know, you don't have to let this sit for weeks on end to mature. Who wants to do that? We just want to make them quickly as possible, you know. And of course, lots of people make Christmas puddings and mince pies with suet as well, don't they? There's no need to do that either. Like my dumplings the other day, somebody said no suet. You don't need to make them with suet. That's the thing. Ah, Yorkshire puddings, Tammy Lynn. Well, that is basically a batter made into a pudding that rises. You use a very hot oven with hot oil, and it's served with a roast dinner, very often with beef and gravy. Yeah, it's very traditional. Well, it's not so new, Millie. I chopped it off a while ago. In fact, it's getting a little bit long now. Thank you very much. Yes, I like a mince pie. In fact, I'm thinking of doing mince pies this year. Yeah. The problem is you can buy them and they're so good. And I make sure that if I'm making them, they're deep filled. I hate the ones where there's hardly any filling in the centre and you bite into it and it's empty. So yeah, look out for that. Yeah, Yorkshire pudding, it's a delight, an absolute delight, as long as it's made well and as long as they rise. You used to make a big one, Paul, didn't you?
Yeah.
In fact, Toad in the Hole.
Is, yeah. I was going to do that this weekend.
There is a dish called Toad in the Hole, which is basically a big Yorkshire pudding with sausages embedded into it. And that's rather delicious with gravy and potatoes and vegetables. So, yeah. And of course, we would make it with vegetarian sausages. So, yeah. Yeah, we love Toad in the Hole. Thank you, Millie. You're very kind. Yeah, I'm enjoying having short hair and, you know, it's very manageable as well. And you can get away with a bedhead for days on end, which is what I like. Yeah, we've not had Toad in the Hole for years.
With onion gravy.
Well, with any gravy. I just love gravy, basically. Yeah, I think we need to take your hair into control, Paul. It's due a cut. Yeah, I'll do it for you, don't worry. Okay, Millie, well, funnily enough, today I did a recipe card for Paul's ultimate nut and seed roast. So we would have a nut roast as our central savoury dish. So there's a really good recipe and it works. So you can search for it on our channel, and it's really good. Really, really good. Thank you, Lucy. Yeah, Julie. Yeah, we could have a look at doing that. Is that your phone ringing, Paul?
Yeah.
Another unknown number.
Well, yeah, recently.
We're getting a lot of random calls on our mobiles at the moment. And of course, if we don't know the number, we just don't pick it up. Well, I mean, my hair is, as I get older, my hair is getting thinner. So, you know, it's a little more flattering, a pixie cut. So yeah, and just easier to manage, really. Well, do you mean the nut roast, Millie? Well, Paul's done a video on it, so that was from 2019. So yeah, I know, good few years ago. So yeah. Why is it called a pixie cut? Because that's what the pixies have. Little cute hairstyles, Paul. Well, if I am available to answer the phone, I love a spam call. I'm quite happy to play with the scammers and the spammers. So yeah. Yes, of course. Just like Tinkerbell. Yeah. Well, this isn't too bad to grow out because basically it's all the same length all over, apart from a little bit of extra length at the front. So it grows out fairly well, but I'm trying to keep it as short as possible so I don't have to keep doing a big cut. No, there's no news on a move, Jeanette. We won't be looking at that until well into next year. So it'll be spring next year when we're looking at that. So it's interesting what people have to accompany a meal. I think Paul and I have spoken about this before, but when I was a child, we would have my mum, if she was doing a stew, she would make a plate of plain, savoury, short crust pastry, and it would be cut into big triangles, and you'd have that on your plate to sort of soak up the gravy from the stew. Or we would eat sliced bread and butter. I mean, bread and butter was a staple for most households to have with a meal. You'd have bread and butter with your meal to fill up, you know? Yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of meat substitutes that are soy, but of course you can use nuts, ground nuts, to make a sausage. That can be done. Our friend used to make a nut roast with a pre-packed mix, and that was fantastic. She used to encase it in pastry, and it was delicious, absolutely fantastic. You're very kind, Millie. I mean, it's my natural colour. It's a mixture of sort of grey and dark areas, so it's completely natural. I don't dye it at all. I occasionally tone it with some silver shampoo. Chip Butty's toning. Oh my God, yeah, absolutely. With butter on the bread. Oh yes, Thanksgiving weekend for Canadians. Well, have a great time, enjoy it. Hi, Sonia Rose. Welcome. Yeah, it's interesting, Donna, isn't it? Because we will have bread and butter if we're having soup and we want a quick lunch. So it'll be bread and butter, maybe some Marmite or a little bit of cheese. We'll cut the bread up and just butter it as we go. Veg Wellington. That does sound good. Oh, that's good, Nancy. Excellent. We love a good nut roast because there's never any waste, and it's delicious if you cut it thinly. You can have it on a sandwich. It's brilliant when you've got the end of it and you can break it up and put it into a pasta sauce. So a chip butty is chips as a sandwich, basically. Fries on bread and butter, very often with some sauce, some ketchup or some brown sauce or mayonnaise. Sorry, Jeanette, I'm afraid you've been outvoted in terms of food talk. Korean honey butter potato chips. Lucy, wow. Scottish morning rolls. I know, poor Jeanette, we should stop really. We are literally torturing Jeanette. I'm torturing myself. I'm salivating just thinking about things. So, Paul, let's just finish this off. What are we having for dinner tonight?
A spinach omelette with coleslaw.
A spinach omelette with coleslaw. That's what we're having tonight. Oh, don't, Julie. A Cornish split. Yes. Talk about appliances. Yeah. Okay, so ovens. We've got a microwave.
We've got a mixer.
We've got a mixer.
A blender.
A blender. A bread maker. Steamer. Cuddly toy.
Instant pot.
Instant pot.
David Courtney.
Yeah. We've got lots of appliances. I don't know how we fit all the appliances in, actually. Where is the steamer? Oh, that's in the...
It's in the cupboard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's all in the cupboard.
Yeah. We've got lots of really... And of course, the Instant Pot we adore, which was gifted to us by Dave and Courtney. Thank you.
Used every single week.
It is literally used twice a week. Must be twice a week. It's such a good device. And the steamer as well. We use that a lot. And it's a prestige one. It's a metal, you know. So it's just lasted for years and years. We don't have an air fryer. We don't really need an air fryer because we have a small microwave, which has also got a convection oven in it. So it's kind of sort of like a small oven, conventional oven as well. So we don't really need an air fryer. Yeah. I mean, we wouldn't say no to an air fryer, but we'd need a slightly larger kitchen because we're only a small kitchen and it's filled with stuff already. So we just simply don't have room in the cupboards to store one. We don't have countertop workspace to store an air fryer either. So we're full up. So maybe in years to come, we would look at getting one because I think they are good.
And if our friend moves, she's going to think about giving us.
Well, we may end up having an air fryer from our friend when she moves. So
in like 3 or 4 months.
I'm not really sure where we're going to put it though, Paul, really.
No,
it's going to be difficult. Well, the Instant Pot isn't scary at all because these modern electric pressure cookers are so much better than they used to be. Even the modern stovetop ones are much better than the old ones, with the weight on top and the scariness of having to plunge it into cold water and let the pressure out, with the danger of your dinner being splattered on the ceiling. No need to be frightened of them nowadays. Yeah, you know what? Small kitchens are good. You see these massive houses with massive kitchens that totally do away with the concept of the kitchen triangle. And this is something that we learnt about when we did cookery at school, how when designing a kitchen, you need to think about your movements within the kitchen. You shouldn't have to be traveling too far to get stuff out. In our house, it's a bit different because we store stuff in different places. So there's a food storage box under the bed. There is a store cupboard in the middle room. There's a store cupboard in the snug. So you have to kind of be organized when you're getting stuff to do a recipe, and you've got to get it all out before you start. But yeah, the concept is that you shouldn't have to move too far to do stuff. And of course, a lot of big kitchens get away with that by having an island in the center. So there's a lot to be said for a small kitchen. It's usually quite quick to work in, you know? Yeah, exactly, Lucy. Step saving, yeah. We do have a slow cooker. I'm not sure what brand it is, but we don't really use it because you can do slow cooking in the Instant Pot if you want to. So that's a sort of, it does everything, the Instant Pot. You can saute in it, you can cook conventionally, you can slow cook, you can pressure cook. You can do loads of stuff. You can make yogurt, you know, you can do it all. So, but we have used a slow cooker in the past. I think it's in the cupboard. Is it in the cupboard? Or did we give it away?
Did we give it to...
Can't remember.
No, we did. We still got it.
Can't remember. I think we've still got it. It's not too big. It's a sort of one that makes maybe 4 portions, you know.
That's 8 for most people, I think.
Wow, yeah. Yes, Caroline, I know a lot of people who've got freezers in their living rooms or in their dining rooms. You know, you've got to put things where you can have them, you know. Our freezer is under the stairs in the middle room, in the dining room. Yeah. We have started using our oven quite a bit recently, and it actually doesn't use too much electricity. It must be fairly economical. It's not too big, our main oven. On our cooker, we've got 3 ovens. We've got a big tall one, which we never use. That has remained pristine, and we use it as a storage area. And then we've got 2 small ovens, and we use the bottom oven, as you've probably seen in my cookery videos, when I do a shot of me putting things into the oven. That's the one we use mainly. And of course, we've got the microwave, which, as I said before, is also a conventional convection oven too. So that's really tiny. So we can use those. Yeah, I mean, ours is slightly bigger, Lucy, than a galley kitchen, but essentially it is a galley kitchen. You know, if the 2 of us are in there, it's crowded, you know. But that's what we've been used to most of our lives. I mean, your mum had a relatively big kitchen in the previous house in Bas Marie. That was a big kitchen with a dining table in the kitchen.
It was a breakfast bar.
I would like to have a bigger kitchen next time, just slightly bigger, a bit like Vivi's, to have a table in there to be able to dine in the kitchen. Then you don't need to have a dining room. Lynn, no, it's not a Rangemaster. It's a stoves, and I would never buy stoves again. There are design faults with that oven. Yeah, I love a big kitchen. I really do. Yeah, you've got to do what you've got to do, Nettie, isn't it? You know, with appliances. We're lucky because we do have a utility room where the dishwasher and the washing machine sits. And, you know, there's a cupboard in there for all the cleaning bits and pieces, of which there are far too many, in terms of cleaning cloths and rags and, you know, all sorts of bits and pieces, beeswax, and, you know, whatever. So we're lucky to have that as well. And I guess that could be knocked through and made into a bigger kitchen, but we wouldn't be doing that. So you're feeling cold, Sarah. Oh dear. I'm not feeling too warm myself, to be honest. Yeah, Diana, I was not impressed. I mean, it works, but there are design faults. So yeah, I would never buy stoves. I bought it because it was the cheaper end, which is something that I tend to do, you know, with appliances, because I hate spending huge amounts of money on appliances. You know, we've never been big earners, you know, to be able to just splash out on expensive appliances. We've never been in that position, really. I
Maybe
never.
if we drink champagne years
Well,
ago, we could have done.
That's where our money went. On pleasure and leisure, you know, rather than appliances. But hey, you've got to live, you know. Okay, just catching up with the comments. Yeah, don't get cold, Sarah. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because I know a lot of people in apartments and flats, there is like a main laundry room in the basement. Yeah, I don't know how I'd feel about that. I don't know.
Ruth has got one.
Yeah, I don't think it's common in the UK. I think it does happen. But we have laundrettes, you know. Oh, wow. Thank you, Dave and Courtney. You're very kind. You're too kind. You really are. That's lovely. Thank you. Lynn, you're sitting underneath your electric blanket. Lovely. Well, I spent years in, you know, rented accommodation where there weren't washing machines and had the laundrette. You know, I mean, you kind of get used to it. I used to pay for a service wash occasionally if I didn't have time to wait for my washing, where you pay the lady to do it for you, you know. But I think also the thing very often about having machines in flats is if something goes wrong or they leak, you've got a problem. Sarah, you're hoping to get a weighted blanket. I've heard a lot about weighted blankets. They sound interesting.
We have lots of blankets, don't we? Big weight.
We do like a few blankets on the bed in the cold weather. Sorry, I've got a little bit of a tickle. So we're coming to the end. It's been an hour and it's time for us to eat. So it's time to look at top fans. And at number 1, it's Leslie. Number 2, it's Jeanette. Well done, Jeanette. Number 3, it's Derek. Number 4, it's Donna. Number 5, Tony. Number 6 is Diana. 7 is Dave. 8 is Paul. You're not one of my top fans, Paul.
No, I'm not.
You're not allowed to be in the list. Number 9 is MJ in Canada. And number 10 is V. Let's go to 15. Number 11 is Marilyn. Number 12 is Caroline. Number 13 is Lucy. 14 is Sarah. And 15 is Jade. Woohoo! We're tying up now, Nettie. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Nancy. I just want to say thank you to all of you for joining me yet again, spending your valuable time with me for an hour on Friday. It's super fun. I love catching up with you. As usual, we'll be here on Sunday for Sunday Chat.
Sunday Chat!
And yeah, there'll be more cookery. I'm doing another curry next week. I'm doing a fake chicken curry. I did that for dinner the other night, so I filmed it and I'll be showing that to you on Tuesday. And I'm doing it as a takeaway, a homemade takeaway with chips and rice.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was bloody
It
lovely.
was bloody lovely, as they say up north. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Dave. Thank you. I appreciate you spending the time with us. Yeah, so there'll be lots more coming up next week. And also I'll be showing you the cookery books that I mentioned that I was gifted by Sharon. I'll be showing those to you on Sunday because they're brilliant. And hopefully I'm going to be doing lots of gorgeous things in the new festive season that is almost upon us, where we all like to overindulge in sweet stuff. Yeah. And of course, we're in the Chilterns. We were in the Chilterns on Thursday, so more footage of our walk on Wednesday in my vlog. So yeah, I love it that you can all make it on a Friday with me. I really do. Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Sally. Bye, Grace. Thank you, Vanessa. Have a great weekend too. Take care of yourselves. Don't eat too much now. Think of Jeanette.
Poor Jeanette.
Poor Jeanette. I feel sorry for you now, Jeanette. I really do. We know what it's like when you're cutting down on stuff. We know. Thank you, Donna. Bye, everybody. I'm going to put the phone down first. I am. Oh, well, we'll try not to talk about food next time, Jeanette, but I am producing cookery videos. Can't help it. Thank you, Lucy. Yes, I agree with that sentiment, Lucy. Similar situation here. At least I didn't mention chocolate. Thank you, everybody. Have a lovely weekend. Stay safe. Peace to you all. And yeah, bye for now.